Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Where Heartbreak Feels It Reviews. My second time doing one of these on my lonesome. Obviously my first one was for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. So if you haven't watched that yet, go back on the channel. It's out there. I'm pretty proud of it. This is my second time doing one of these. And of course, what better way to do a second review, little short form review for you guys than what's been my most anticipated film for the past, ever since it's been announced, honestly, ever since we got the little teaser poster last year, announcing that would be released in 2023, which obviously made me go kind of crazy because I love Hayao Miyazaki's movies. I've seen all of his movies he's directed, and they're just absolute pieces of childlike wonder and masterpieces and just art. It is what animation can be. It's the pinnacle of animation in film. So I obviously was delighted to see that the Animation Film Festival for this year was doing an early screening of Miyazaki's latest, The Boy and The Heron. It was actually the US IMAX premiere screening of the movie, which was really cool, at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood, California. And let me just say, in of itself, every time I see a movie there, it's such an incredible experience, such a classic Hollywood vibe, and that theater is just gorgeous. And I'm privileged every time I've been able to go to that theater. So, Hayao Miyazaki's The Boy and the Heron, his first movie in 10 years. It's been 10 years since The Wind Rises released, which when that released, obviously, he said it was to be his retirement film. That didn't happen. He made this. He went back to Boy and the Heron. And, of course, during this release, he's been saying, oh, no, it's not actually my retirement. I'm going to do some more films, which, obviously, we can't be mad at him saying that. We love Hayao Miyazaki. We love his movies. The more movies we get from him, the better. So, let's start with my critiques on this movie, I guess. As far as critiques go for The Boy and the Heron, I don't really have many. The main one is that narratively, plot-wise, story-wise, I don't think it's the strongest he's done. I don't think it's the tightest story he's done. There's some, it's not the most cohesive, but in the end, I think it all comes together in something beautiful and poignant and personal. And those are my main critiques. Let's just get into raving about this movie. Where do I begin? Once again, Hayao Miyazaki and his team at Studio Ghibli have crafted such a weird, beautiful, unique, bold, bonkers, personal, just one of the best worlds I've probably seen in a film. One of his best worlds yet, which is crazy to say when he's done films like Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, and Howl's Moving Castle. Those worlds are so realized, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I think the world in The Boy and the Heron is one of his best. It's so unique. It's so fresh. The designs in this movie are just otherworldly, obviously, and just such a thing to behold. The creature design especially, they're so weird and gross and in the best ways, and just so funny too. There's a lot of comedy from the designs of this movie and how they interact with this world and these characters. This world that Miyazaki's built once again is just magic. Absolute magic. So in terms of the story, I don't really want to say much in terms of spoilers or just even anything. I kind of went into this film a bit blind. I know a lot of people are trying to do that as well, since the film came out in Japan without any marketing material at all, so they kind of want to carry over that experience of going to this film blind. I did watch the first trailer before watching this. I couldn't resist, but I don't go into like story details, but I will say the synopsis. It is Mahito, a young 12-year-old boy, struggles to settle in a new town after his mother's death. However, when a talking heron informs Mahito that his mother is still alive, he enters an abandoned tower in search of her, which takes him to another world. And just on that alone, this concept of this movie is really cool. And like I said at the top of this video, this review, I don't think it really ties each story beat together the best. It's not the like most coherent or cohesive story or narrative, I guess, like I talked about earlier. But each element is really fresh, and all of the worlds that we go to are really fresh and cool. All of the characters we meet, Mihito, the protagonist of this movie, is, I wouldn't say one of the best protagonists we have, and the esteemed lineup of Miyazaki's late past with Kiki and the I forget names. I'm sorry. The woman from Howl's Moving Castle. Hero, I think, is the protagonist of Wind Rises, which is my favorite Miyazaki film. Ashitaka from Princess Mononoke, obviously. I don't think it is those tops. It doesn't top those. But it's still really good, and obviously you could tell he put a lot of himself into this role, into this character. And yeah, that Mihito, Kiriko, which is a really fun character. The Heron, obviously, which is also really fun, and I won't go into more. But yeah, the characters in this movie are really fun to watch, and all of the creature designs and everything else is just a blast, and are so creative for a Miyazaki movie, obviously. And I guess we did talk about that, the themes of this movie, segueing from the characters, and how it's obviously, it's labeled as a semi-autobiographical film. So obviously it takes elements from Miyazaki's childhood himself and his past, which with his family relationships and his inspirations and all of that. I'm not going into more detail, obviously, but it does that all really well, and it's really interesting. And the thematic core of this movie is really strong. There's themes of succession, of obviously the title of the book and this movie in Japan, How Do You Live? That's a very prevalent theme in this movie. How you choose to live your life, and how like this movie tackles that theme, and like just all the themes it tackles does it really well. Very strong thematic core to this movie. And on that note, I think Miyazaki's he's really mastered the coming of age film with Kiki's Delivery Service, obviously. I think Howl's Moving Castle is kind of a coming of age, even though she grows up. Like it literally is growing up to this older lady. But he tackles that theme really well, and he does so again really well here, and with the main protagonist, Nihito. And yeah, it's just, this film is so good. This film is so good, and I have my critiques, obviously, with the story not being as tight, like we talked about earlier. But man, it's so nice seeing a new Hayao Miyazaki movie in theaters, in an IMAX theater, which it's cool that this movie's getting that release in IMAX and Dolby and on those premium formats. And it's just so nice to see a new Hayao Miyazaki movie after 10 years. And I think, I wouldn't say he tops himself. I think Wind Rises, like I said earlier, is my favorite Miyazaki Studio Ghibli movie. He comes pretty fucking close, though. This movie is great. Go see it when it comes out. Please support 2D animation like this in theaters. Make this movie have a big box office stuff. I know that it doesn't really matter, but it matters to me. I want more movies like this. I'm so excited. It seems we're getting more movies from Miyazaki himself. If it was his final one, it would be a hell of a one to end on. It very much talks about legacy too, which, like, I'm sure during the making of this movie, he had the idea. This could be my last one. Might as well end it on a really self-reflective note, which I think he does here as well. Sorry, this review is just a bunch of rambling. I hate doing weird reviews. I don't know, I'm not comfortable in front of this camera, obviously, as you could tell. But I wanted to put something else. I want to talk about this movie a bit, and for you guys, because I love this movie so much, and like I said, I keep saying I have my problems with it, but I just can't wait to see it again. And I can't wait to watch this movie over and over again in theaters, and I'm just so glad it exists. It's, to put a wrapper on it, it's such a weird, beautiful, bonkers, gorgeously animated film. I didn't even talk about, yeah, the animation's obviously a fucking stunner. And Joe Hisaishi's score, once again, is a highlight of this movie. I don't know how he keeps topping himself, but the score in this movie is incredible and so versatile, and there's so much to it, and so many things he hasn't done yet that I'd heard in the Miyazaki movie, and so many great motifs and themes, and you guys aren't ready for the score, and you guys aren't ready for this movie, because it's fucking great. And I keep rambling, but so might as well end it here. Boy and the Heron, I personally give it a 5 out of 5. It's what I was expecting, honestly. Like, I'm not surprised with that. It was my most anticipated movie for years, and everything leading up to it didn't make me waver on that, and I'm so glad it delivered for me. And once you see it in a couple months, let me know what you guys think in our comment section, obviously. I hate doing all this cringy shit. But obviously, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel for more reviews like this. I obviously, like I said earlier in the video, did one for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, which was a lot of fun. That movie was so good. So good. I'm sad it kind of flopped. And no one saw it. That sucks. But yeah, Edgar, my other co-host on this show, has done reviews for Glass Onion. That was our first little bit review for this channel. Go check that out. He did one for Avatar: The Way of Water, obviously. We love Avatar here. We love movies. Stay tuned for more shit on this channel. We all love movies. For a group of guys that love movies and love film and love talking about it. So stay tuned, check out some of our other stuff, and have a nice day.